Hi everyone, and welcome to Grammar episode 21. Now today we're talking about uncountable nouns. What are these things? Let's find out. Now first of all, uncountable nouns are nouns that you cannot count, which means they do not have a plural form and you can't add s. So let me give you an example. The word money. You can't say one money, two monies. It's not possible to add s on the word money. And it's not possible to put an actual number in front of it either. I can't say, give me 3 money. What is money? Now, a euro or a dollar or any other currency is countable, but the word money itself is uncountable. Let's continue. Now, first of all, I don't want you to confuse uncountable nouns with irregular plurals that are the same in singular and plural form. So I don't want you to confuse those. A classic example of an irregular plural is the word fish. I can say 1 fish, 2 fish, but it's countable, even though the singular and plural form is the same. But the word money, for example, was uncountable. So there is no plural form. Not even the same word can be used in plural form. Let's move on. Now, uncountable nouns never have a or an in front of them because a and an mean the number 1. So if something is not countable, you can't put any kind of number in front of them. And they're always followed by singular grammar, which means I will say money is, not money are. Okay? Water is, not water are. Okay? So be careful, always singular grammar immediately after. Now, there are some other words apart from a and an that we can use with uncountable nouns. These are the, how much, and that's for questions, a lot of, some, any, a little, and little. Now, a little and little have a small difference, and I want to explain it to you really quickly. A little means a small amount, but an adequate number. So it's enough for me. So if I say I have a little money, it means I can survive. But little means almost zero. I have little money. That means I don't have enough to survive. It's a problem for me. So a little might be small, but it's okay. But little without a in front of it means it's small, almost zero, and not okay. So with the word money that's uncountable, I've given you some examples how you can use these words. So pause the video and read the examples. And now let's move on. Now, uncountable nouns. How can I count an uncountable noun if there's no number that I can put in front of it and no plural form? Well, very simply, I just add a countable noun in front of it, just so that I can count some number of it. For example, a bottle of water. This is 1 bottle of water. Bottle is countable, therefore I can put it in front of water to make it countable. A piece of advice. 2 pieces of advice. 3 pieces of advice. Some pieces of advice. Or 2 drops of blood. So you see I add bottle, piece, and drops, which are countable words, in front of water, advice, and blood, which are uncountable words. And now I've made them countable. Let's move on. Now, I'm going to give you the uncountable nouns list, and it's one list from the many lists that exist out there. So there may be more uncountable nouns, but we'll look at those later on, step by step. Now, when you see a little star like this, it means that a word can be countable or uncountable depending on the situation. And you'll note that I've put some small notes at the side of some words to explain things in more detail. So now I'm going to go through the list, okay? And pay close attention. Pause the video if you want to make a note of any of the uncountable nouns that follow. Are you ready? Let's go. Now you'll see I've put the word advice in blue because we always forget that this is an uncountable noun. So don't say, let me give you 2 advices. No, let me give you some advice. A piece of advice. So be careful with that one. It's a very popular uncountable noun that everyone uses in the wrong way. So pause the video and make a note of these uncountable nouns. And let's continue. Here we go. Now, an important word is coffee, because when you're ordering coffee at a cafe, you can say 2 coffees, 2 lattes, 2 espressos, Okay, so you can say that at a cafe, but when you talk about coffee in general, as in all types of coffee, then you always leave it uncountable. Okay, so make a note of that. And data or data, depending on the part of the world you live in, and research are two very popular words that we forget are uncountable. Pause the video, and now let's continue. Now here, evidence is also a very important uncountable noun that we always forget. Okay, so make a note of it. Fruit. Fruit is uncountable, but it can be countable when you talk about groups of fruit, like exotic fruits, citrus fruits. So it can be countable in this context. So pause the video and make a note. Here we have some more. Pause the video if you wish. Here we have some more. Pause the video. Here we have some more. And here we have some more. Now, paper is quite an important one because paper, when we talk about writing paper or drawing paper, white or lined paper, that's always uncountable. But when we talk about government papers, university papers, or documents, we have to use it as a countable noun. Okay? So paper can be countable in this context. Let's move on. We have this list as well. And this list as well. So make a note of all these uncountable nouns. There's quite a few of them. And this is our last list. Note the word time, by the way. When I say there was a time or I remember a time, I'm talking about memory, not clock time, okay? Not the passing of time. So make sure you make a note of all the lists of uncountable nouns that I have given you and how you can use it. And good luck.